Hey guys, it's Ben Surdi, and today I'm going to be talking about two important things because I get asked this a lot. For those of you who don't know, I had a pretty crazy story where I lost everything financially and, luckily turned it around through, hard work, discipline, and all that stuff to create a pretty significant amount of wealth and financial freedom, which is really what we all want to achieve at some point in our life. So, the reason I wanted to make this video though is because I get asked a lot on Ben, where do you invest your money right now? So it's going to be a conversation about a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about income and how to increase your earning potential so that you can create the opportunity to invest your money. So as you guys know, ordinary income is the highest taxed income that you get. So the more income that you make, the higher amount of tax that you're going to pay. And so when you make about 100,000 a year or more, you're going to have about 40% of that just sucked from your pocket. And that's super painful, but it's a reality. There's only a few things that are true in life. Is one of them you're going to be born, one of them you're going to die, and one of them you're going to pay taxes, right? So with that being said, what we have to do if we're going to be savvy and be very intentional about creating wealth or creating flexibility and freedom, and that's what money does for you, is it creates flexibility, it creates freedom, and it allows the choice for how you spend your time and who you spend it with. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about really is you need to know your why. I talk to a lot of people that are earners that are either salespeople or, real estate people or business owners or, any of the sort. And what usually shocks me is that they don't know their why. So they don't know why they, for example, would want to make more money. So if I say, hey, do you want to make more money? Well, of course I do. And then I say, okay, so what would you do with that money if you earned more money? Would you spend it? Would you invest it? Like, specifically, get very specific with me. Why would earning more money benefit you? And so the first lesson or the first requirement is you need to know your why and get very specific about it. Once you have an emotional attachment to why you want more income, then you can move to step two, which is reverse engineer the science behind increasing your income to that point. Now, guys, let's be honest. If you're not in a sales position where you are physically bringing in revenue to a company or a business owner or, selling real estate, cars, selling HVAC equipment, selling carpet cleaning services, anything like that, you've got certain limitations, which isn't a bad thing. If you're in an administrative position in a company, you may not have access to commissions, which is a derivative of your action, right? But you may have scorecards, you may have bonuses, you may have different things that you can do. And if you don't, then you need to have a side hustle. This is, your part-time job is your full-time job, but your 40-hour-a-week job, that's your part-time job. If you want to earn more income, then your second part-time job is after you finish your first 40 hours in the week. It wasn't uncommon for me to work 80, 120 hours a week, but in the big scheme of things, I don't regret anything. I think I got twice as much done as most people do, and that's why I'm at where I'm at in my life. So again, step one is really figure out your why. Step two is reverse engineer it. So you got to figure out, like for me with my carpet cleaning company, back when I first started it, I really figured out what's my job average. If it's $400 and I want to make $40,000 a month, I can do the math and figure out, well, how many jobs do I need to do? I need to do 100 jobs a month would give me $40,000 a month in income. So the next question is, well, how do I get 40 jobs? And you keep working through that until you get to a very digestible target of, and guys, you got to break it down from the elephant all the way down to the little crumb, meaning don't just say, oh my God, I got to do 40,000 a month in income. Break that down to say, I have to sell 2 carpet cleaning jobs a day. That sounds a lot easier than saying I've got to do 40,000. There's no way. Okay. So Start with your why, reverse engineer it. Now let's go to step 3. And this is just regardless if you're looking to increase your income or not. But so many people, I think a crisis that we have in today in America is that nobody invests their money. Like very few people invest their money until they're at an age where they start to feel like it's too late. But I want to reassure you, no matter how old you are, it's not too late. What you need to do is you need to start now. Because if you start now, you're going to be that much further along. You know, as I've always said, I like to earn money while I sleep, and I'm sure you do too. But that level of certainty is what creates comfort in your life. You know, it reduces stress. It makes you feel more, alive to know that if you were sick for a week, you're not going to, lose your cookie. So what I want you to be able to do and understand is you need to go through a process of budgeting. So what I would want you to do, and I'm happy to help anybody do this, but what you really want to do is you need to work through exactly how many expenses you have coming through your household each month. I'm talking about your rent, your mortgage, your electric bill, your cable bill, your cell phone bill, your gas, your eating, if you go out to dinner, whatever it is, your Netflix, everything, you guys. You need to punch it into a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet. And once you look at it, the next step is I need you to really focus on lowering the floor. And what lowering the floor means is I need you to figure out which one of those expenses can go. Okay? Do you really need Hulu? Do you really need Disney Plus? Do you really need Netflix? Do you really need Paramount? Do you really need Amazon? Do you really need... Okay, you get the idea. Go through a lowering the floor exercise because this is going to prepare you for the next step. And the next step is you're now going to know what your disposable income is. Now, what most people do that is very wrong is they spend their disposable income. They waste their money on clothes or buying a liability like a car or something like this, when instead they could create that disposable income and be a disciplined investor and be patient and wait. Because if you look, Einstein said one of the most profound laws in the universe is the law of compound interest. So you've got to get yourself into that wave. You've got to get yourself into that wave of compound interest. Okay, so we figured out our why. Okay, we did some reverse engineering if we're in a position of controlling our income. We've now gone through a budget and we figured out our disposable income. Now, once you look at it, the whole goal, you guys, becomes how much money can we save, not to save and put into a bank account where it sits idle. How much money can we save that we will actively invest in the public market? Let me explain what the public market is. When I say public market, this is New York Stock Exchange. Excuse me. Now, you have the option of hiring a financial advisor or something, but I'm just going to give you my own personal opinion. If you invest in Vanguard S&P 500, Vanguard, this fund takes your money and invests it into a portfolio. This portfolio is invested in all the blue chip stocks. So you got Coca-Cola, Google, Microsoft, all the big companies, you guys, Apple. And historically speaking, the S&P 500 has generated about an 8% rate of return. So you put in $1,000, you get $80 earned interest. So the key here is that once you are definitive about your disposable income amount on a monthly basis, you now are going to be disciplined and decide that you're going to invest all of that money every month. And when you do, the next step that will get you a little bit excited is once you figure out your number, I want you to go to an investment calculator. You can find these on Google, but type in the amount of money that you can afford to invest each month. Let's say it's $1,000. Now put a time frame on that. So I'm going to invest $1,000, and then they're going to say how frequently, monthly. Okay, cool. What period of time is this over? Just put in 10 years. That's not a long time, 10 years. What is the assumed rate of return? Put 8%. Now, hit enter. What it's going to do is it's going to show you a picture of what your financial future could look like in 10 years. And it's exciting, you guys. You've got to outperform inflation by putting your money into interest earning accounts, and it's not your savings account. Because what's the bank do? When you put money in the bank, you guys, for every dollar that you put in, they lend $10. To who? People buying mortgages. What do they do with that? They charge you an interest rate. So they pay you nothing to put it in their bank, and then they turn around and lend it to your neighbor and charge them 8%. So putting your money in the bank only helps them. By you putting it into an investment, it helps you. So I'm going to let that be the conclusion of my video today. And my goal is to help as many people in my life achieve success as they define it to be. And really what success is to me is pursuing a worthy ideal. So I hope that you can create a worthy ideal, something that you want to pursue. And my job and what my whole purpose in life is to help you get it. So with that being said, have an awesome night. Do your homework. Comment below, like the video, and share it, you guys. Let's keep this going. With that being said, I'm out.